So how does creating video, or at least showing up on video daily, make you feel? It probably makes you feel a little freaked out, and it's probably not one of your most favorite things to do. Well, in this episode, I'm going to share with you 7 surefire ways that you can get over your fear of creating social media videos on the daily. Episode 121 starts right now. Hey there, welcome to the Lora Shipman Show. We hang out here weekly to talk about things like social media, entrepreneurship, marketing, tools, strategies, tips, and it all starts right now. Hey there, before we get started with this show, I just want to share my passion with you. I love teaching people just like you how to master social media for business, breaking it down into easy to consume and easy to execute steps so that you can see immediate results. So whether you want to start a social media consultancy or grow your brand's presence on social media, I can help. I can help you get started and master all the things that you need to know. So I want you to go over to my website. It is filled with resources, tools, tips, and courses. Visit lorashipman.com. That's LORA shipman.com to get all the goods. Now, you ready for the show? I know I am. Let's get started. Okay, I'm going to let you in on a little secret about me. In the past, I have completely hated video. I hated to see myself on video. I hate to watch myself. I didn't like to even listen to myself. But all of that has changed. And I know so many people have the same fear about being on video and feeling uncomfortable. And today I want to help you with that. I want to help you get over your fear of showing up on camera for yourself, for your business, and for your audience, because that's really where the rubber meets the road these days in social media. If you take a look at all the different social media outlets out there, from Facebook to Instagram, even LinkedIn, you've got YouTube, and everybody's favorite, if you haven't checked it out yet, TikTok. It's all video based. That's where people are showing up, and that's where they're having the most success. So for you to hold yourself back from that success that you and your business deserve it's not fair to yourself. So today I want to give you some tips on how you can really get over that fear. And it is possible. I promise. So let's dive into it. So before we get into the strategies of overcoming your fears, I just want to give you a little pep talk. You, my friend, you have gifts, you have knowledge, talents, ideas, creativity. You've got this awesome personality, and you have a voice. And you're holding that voice back from the people who need to hear it most. You're cheating the world out of all that you have to offer. So let's figure out how we can nail this once and for all. The first thing I want you to think about is public speaking. Now, they say that public speaking is the most common phobia of all, and that it affects almost 75% of the population. So it's no wonder so many people are afraid of video, right? Speaking on video is kind of like speaking in front of a room, in front of a huge audience or a population. There are lots of eyes watching you. They're seeing your every move. But if you can harness that nervousness and begin to channel that into your presentation on video, you're going to be ahead of the game. So one of the best ways to get over this is by something called systematic desensitization. And basically, that's a fancy psychological term for putting you in front of your fear little by little. And over time and over systems, you are going to conquer that fear. So one of the ways you're going to do that is through public speaking. So in one form or another, I'm sure a lot of us in our local communities are part of networking groups, or you have access to networking groups. I strongly suggest you get very active in networking and take advantage of public speaking at those groups. So what you'll end up doing usually is you'll be giving the group that you're meeting with a 30-second commercial. In most networking groups, they'll do this weekly. So that forces you to get up in front of an audience for 30 seconds every week and talk about you, talk about your business, and the benefits you provide. Then a lot of networking groups will take it one step further. They will say, okay, we want you to do a feature presentation about your business, your products, and your services. And those feature presentations usually last anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes, short little speeches. If you can start doing that on a regular basis, you will become more comfortable standing up in front of people. You'll be able to organize your fear and kind of channel it to maybe adrenaline and excitement. Now, if there aren't any networking organizations around you that you can take advantage of, you may want to consider an organization called Toastmasters. I am a former Toastmaster, and it really did a lot for my public speaking skills. It got me used to being in front of a crowd of people. It got me used to thinking on the fly, and it also helped me get rid of those filler words, the words like so, all of those words that really don't add anything to a presentation. If you can extract that out of your vocabulary, you will capture your audience's attention more because it makes you come across as being more confident, organized, and people respond to that better than those filler words. Okay, so that's my first tip, is just getting in front of more public speaking groups in your community. Okay, my second one is workshops. Now, sit with me here for a second because I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know the first thing about putting on workshops. It seems like a lot of work and a lot of time commitment. There are a couple of different routes you can go here. The first one is you can put on your own workshop in your local community. So that means you do set up an event in your local community. Now, if you're not sure how to go about this, I really strongly suggest that you listen to episode 115, where I interview Steve Hopper. He is a master at this, and you'll pick up a ton of tips, and it won't seem so overwhelming. But the more workshop hours you log, the better off you're going to be in your presentation and your delivery. All this practice time in front of an audience really prepares you and builds your confidence for a live broadcast of your own on social media. Now, if you're not really wild about putting on your own event, that's okay, because let me tell you, those little networking groups that we talked about earlier, they're always looking for people to come and speak to a group. They're looking for feature presentations. They're looking for people within the community who can really drop knowledge bombs and value on their members. So go reach out to those people. And I'm telling you, they will be so receptive as long as you follow a couple of rules. So here are some things you're going to want to consider doing when reaching out to these groups. You'll want to write an email or make a phone call introducing yourself. Include a bio so people know who you are and what you do. And then create a working title for the proposed workshop or presentation you're going to do. Make that title count. Make it sound value rich, like almost irresistible, so they just can't refuse but to have you come to their group. And then include 3 to 5 bullet points of value or action points or things the members are going to walk away with at the end of the presentation that they can execute in their business, that's going to help them create a transformation in their life or in their business, something like that. What you want to do is give them all the things that's what's in it for their members, because that's what these people are really looking for. They don't want to hear a sales pitch. They don't want to see the next widget or potion or anything like that. They want something of value, something that's really going to matter to their members' lives. So if you can wrap that up in a nice package and give it to them, chances are they will be calling you back for a meeting date that you can get in front of their members. So those are some things that you can do practically in your local community. But now let's talk about the digital world. What can you do to help you get over your fear? My favorite thing is just telling people to practice. So here's what I want you to do is set up a little challenge for yourself and record at least like one video a day. And you don't even need to post the video. Just get used to working with your camera or your phone or your laptop so that you've got all the tech down, so that you understand, where you look the best or what lighting you need or what background or setting makes you feel the most comfortable. And then replay these videos to yourself initially, like just watch them. And then that kind of desensitizes you from what you look like on video and what you sound like on video, but they can also help you refine your presentation. Like I said before, it will help you find the right lighting, the best angle, the best position, the best background, whatever it is that makes you look the most flattering on camera. Okay, so now that you're practicing and stuff like that, but you're not quite ready to put your face in front of the camera, Here's something that you can do that works really well, but also helps you check that box for video. How about doing screen shares? And you can do this a couple of different ways. So if you're in social media or the tech background or anything like that, you can show people your screen and show them how to do certain things on the computer or the internet that people might struggle with on a regular basis. So that's kind of a no-brainer. We see that a lot on YouTube with the tech industry. But what if that's not the case? What if you're a coach, a health and wellness coach, or maybe you're a business coach, or whatever it is that you're doing? Why don't you just create a PowerPoint presentation and then record the presentation on the screen share instead of your face? You'll give bullet points just like you were if you were to speak in front of a room full of people. A lot of people use PowerPoints. Just record that and then share it out to your audience. It takes that pressure off of being in front of the camera, but it gives you the practice you need in order to get more comfortable and more confident on screen. My next tip, it's again something that we should use as a best practice, but preparation. Preparation is key, my friends. So before you go on camera, take the time just to map out an outline, review what you're going to say before you press that record button. All of this will help you stay on track. Pro tip here. What I like to do is I like to tape the outline onto my tripod or somewhere on a wall where I can see it. And I'll put it in big print letters so that it's easy for me to read. And I'll put it at eye level with my camera so that it looks like I'm looking at the camera and not reading notes. So if that helps you, do it. Use whatever tools and tricks you need to do in order to make you feel more comfortable and confident on screen. Okay, the last tip is equipment. Sometimes all it is just having the bare necessities to give you the confidence that you need in order to get on video. So some of the items I would include in my must-have list are a tripod. Those are pretty inexpensive for on Amazon, and I have a link in the show notes for the one that I use. So grab a tripod. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure it's under $20. So it's worthwhile. It's probably going to be the best $20 you've ever spent. The next thing is a good light source. Now, the light source can be as simple as a window, or it can be a little bit more techy, like a ring light. Again, I have all of that in my show notes too. But those little things, they really make a big difference. You don't need to have this big, huge, elaborate setup or backdrop. Like, I actually thought I needed that, and I went through the expense of purchasing that stuff only to return it later because it was cumbersome. It didn't look as nice as I thought it was going to look. And then I learned what's trending now is authenticity. People want to see what it looks like to be in your office with you and what it's really like to be working maybe side by side with you or in the same room with you. So authenticity is good. Audiences, they just want to see you. They just really want to see you in your natural habitat. And by doing that, that really creates a more personal connection. Okay, my last tip here is if you really want to get started and go fast track for video, I want you to embrace stories. Now, stories are usually about 10 to 15 seconds in length, right? My theory is you could do anything for 10 to 15 seconds and you're not going to die, right? Especially getting up in front of video, unless you put yourself in a dangerous situation. So here's what I would do is just challenge yourself every day just to get up and do at least one story where you're showing your face for the day. And then the next week, bump it up to 2. And then the next week, bump it up to 3 stories until you get up to a minute. And then by then, you're going to be an old pro at this and you're going to love it, and you'll be able to transition over to full form video before you know it. All right, so those are my tips, and I just want to run through them really quickly so we can do a little recap here. The first one is public speaking. Get up there and start practicing. Practice at your local networking group or a Toastmasters chapter. Number 2, do your own workshops or reach out to people where you can do a presentation or workshop for them. And the reason why I like this, and I did not mention this before, was you can read an audience and see what the audience is responding to. It's harder to do that on video. Yes, you can do that through the comments, but sometimes when you're presenting to a live audience, you see these light bulb moments go off in their heads and you like, oh, I just hit on something. That gives you the confidence to deliver that same thing on video. The third one is practice, practice, practice. The fourth one is screen shares. Again, record a PowerPoint video and then throw it up on social media, YouTube, your website, wherever it is you want to do it. Number 5, preparation. Really take the time just to give yourself an outline and what the expectations are for the video. Number 6, equipment. Again, your equipment could be as techy as a window. Don't let that trip you up. And number 7 is stories. Really embrace stories. They're a great practice tool and you'll be feeling confident in no time. I hope those 7 tips were helpful to you. And if you have questions or comments or you have an idea yourself, drop it in the comment section. I really want to hear from you. Well, that's all for today. Before you go though, I would love it if you could just take a couple minutes and give me a review. Let me know how I'm doing. And if you have suggestions for a show, I would love to hear it. All right, my friends, until next time, stay social. Hey there, I just want to say thank you for spending time with me here today. I know your time is super valuable, which is why I am dedicated to providing lots of usable, actionable information in the shortest amount of time possible. Before you go, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. And if you have ideas or topics you would like me to cover in an upcoming show, let me know about it in the comment section provided.